2,500 years ago, one man set out to do something no one had ever done before. He traveled across empires, sat with kings and commoners, and asked a simple but dangerous question. Why? His name was Herodotus, and today we call him the father of history. But Herodotus didn't just record events. He collected mysteries. From gold-digging ants in India to women choosing husbands in bizarre Babylonian auctions, his writings straddle the line between fact and legend. So, who was this man who invented history? And which of his stories remain unsolved to this day? Who was Herodotus? Herodotus was born around 484 BCE in Halicarnassus, a Greek city under Persian rule. Unlike most men of his time, he wasn't a general, a king, or a philosopher. He was a traveler, a collector of stories, and above all, curious. Instead of just praising his homeland like poets before him, Herodotus wanted to know, why did things happen? Why did the Persians try to conquer Greece? Why do different cultures live the way they do? So he traveled. Egypt, Babylon, Scythia, even as far as the edges of India. Everywhere he listened, wrote, and preserved. His 9-volume masterpiece, The Histories, became the first attempt at global storytelling. Gold-digging ants. One of Herodotus's strangest tales comes from India. He writes of giant ants, the size of foxes, that dug up gold from the desert sands. Locals, he claimed, would rush in with camels to steal the gold while avoiding the furious creatures. It sounds absurd, but here's the twist. Modern researchers suggest Herodotus might not have been entirely wrong. In the Himalayas, marmots, ground-dwelling animals, do kick up gold dust when digging their burrows. Could Herodotus's ants have been a mistranslation of marmots? This is where he blurs myth and truth. Exaggeration, yes, but perhaps rooted in reality. The Babylonian marriage market. Another shocking story comes from Babylon. Herodotus claims that once a year, all the young women of the city were gathered together to be married off in a grand auction. The beautiful ones were bid on for high prices, and the money was then used as dowries for the less attractive women, ensuring every girl found a husband. Did this really happen? Historians doubt it. No Babylonian records mention such a custom. But it reveals something deeper. Herodotus wasn't just reporting facts. He was fascinated by the weirdness of human culture, the strange ways people tried to solve life's problems. Sailing around Africa. Perhaps Herodotus's boldest claim was that sailors in the service of Pharaoh Necho II circumnavigated Africa, nearly 2,000 years before Europeans managed the feat. He even records a curious detail, that the sailors saw the sun on their right-hand side while sailing west, something that only makes sense if you've actually crossed into the southern hemisphere. Modern historians are split. Was this proof of an astonishing ancient voyage? Or did Herodotus simply record a tale too incredible to be true? The Amazons. Then there are the Amazons, fierce warrior women who fought the Greeks after the Trojan War. Herodotus places them on the steppes of Scythia, where he says they fought on horseback, hunted, and refused to marry unless defeated in combat. Legend? Possibly. But archaeology has uncovered graves of Scythian women buried with weapons, suggesting that female warriors may have been more than just myth. Herodotus may not have invented the Amazons, but he preserved their legend, and perhaps their truth. What makes Herodotus extraordinary isn't whether every detail was true. It's that he tried to ask questions, to compare stories, and to search for causes. Sometimes he admits, "I was told this story, but I don't believe it." Other times he leaves the mystery open for us to decide. In a world where history was often propaganda, Herodotus gave us curiosity. He gave us stories that still spark debates today.